Hello everyone, and welcome to Shell Point Today for Tuesday, July 12th. I'm Dan Filgreen. On today's show, we'll hear more about this week's summer concert with Ethan Uslan, and we'll learn about living well with knee osteoarthritis. But first, we'd like to remind you that Thomas Terrell, a retired lawyer and former economic advisor to the UK government, will present Session 1 of the Transatlantic Alliance Academy class tomorrow. The first session deals with the aftermath of World War II and a better understanding of the people of Europe and their desire for a closer political union between them and the nations of the continent. Topics that will be addressed include the beginnings of today's European Union, the EU, the European Free Trade Area, the European Economic Community, the collapse of the Soviet Union, and the expansion of the EU into Eastern Europe. Be sure to sign up for this class that takes place tomorrow in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands at 10 a.m. Also, we want to remind you of the summer dining schedule here at Shell Point. The Promenade Cafe at the Woodlands Commons is now closed through September 6th. The Crystal Room on the island will close on August 15th and reopen September 4th. It will also be open for Sunday brunch on August 21st and 28th from 10:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. And finally, the Palm Grill at the Woodlands Commons will be closed from September 13th through October 4th. Don't forget about the celebration of the 5-year anniversary of the Community Thrift Store. You can save 50% off of everything, store-wide, today through this Saturday. Come and enjoy 5 days of daily drawings for prizes and pick up some great items at the super savings of 50%. The thrift store will be open from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. through Saturday. The Shell Point Summer Concert Series is in full swing, and so is the summer, with its very warm weather. Luckily for you, there's a concert this Thursday that you can enjoy in the cool and comfort of the Village Church Auditorium. To tell us more about the performance with ragtime pianist Ethan Uslan, here's Dee Horne of Harbor Court.
Hi, I'm Dee Horne from Harbor Court, and I want to invite you to an outstanding summer concert at the Village Church on Thursday, July 14th at 7:30 p.m. Ethan Uslan is a ragtime pianist. His performances are filled with passion, humor, and a deep love for America's rich musical past. He will do a variety of music from jazz to the blues to swing. Ethan lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, and his mom taught him the piano as a child. He went on to study classical music and jazz at Indiana University. He has had many outstanding teachers, and he's a 3-time winner of the World Championship Old-Time Piano Playing Contest. He's performed across the U.S. and around the world. His type of music is ideal for silent film accompaniment. I heard that we may see some old silent movie clips and hear what a difference music makes as Ethan plays in the background. You know, talk show host Garrison Keillor said about him, "There are a lot of people playing ragtime music all over, but if you listen to this guy's recordings, it's something different. It's just got snap to it. Played the way they ought to." I love this kind of music. Maybe you'll see me at the door collecting tickets when you come to the concert. By the way, the tickets are only $20. What a bargain. Get yours today by calling either service desk, or you can order them online at shellpoint.net. Don't miss this opportunity to hear a world-class artist. Right here at home, I'll be looking forward to seeing you Thursday night, July 14th. Thanks.
Osteoarthritis is the most common form of arthritis in the knee, where the cartilage in the knee joint gradually wears away. You can join Advanced Practice Registered Nurse Liz Domino as she discusses new advances and treatment options available to those suffering from osteoarthritis. Here's Liz along with Heather Batty to talk about the class.
Hi, I'm Heather Batty with Resort Services. I'm here today to promote our upcoming Health Connection program, and I have once again a special guest. This is Liz Domino. She's a orthopedic registered nurse practitioner with the Gardner Orthopedic Group. Thank you so much for being here with me today. You definitely have a wonderful job being able to work with our patients and residents. Your program is called Living Well with Knee Osteoarthritis. Now that's a mouthful. What exactly does that mean?
It is looking at osteoarthritis that affects joints. It's a disease process that it involves the degeneration of the cartilage that lines over the bones, and all of us are affected differently, and my talk is going to be talking on that and discussing who gets it and the whole process that is involved. Well, not the whole process, but the process that's involved with it.
Are there certain people then that are more prone to knee osteoarthritis?
There are, and I am going to talk about that in my program. And this can be certainly affecting other joints in the body, but I'm primarily going to focus on the knee.
Okay. So when you talk about arthritis, that is, can you talk to me a little bit more about just the arthritis part? There's a process that's involved that goes through a period of time that affects everybody differently, and there's different treatment options that are for that, and is based on the patient and what they experience, and then of course what we see. So it's something that it's not straightforward, but we have a plan that can certainly identify patients who are at risk for different stages of it, and then things that we can do to treat that. How do you tell? Is it through x-rays or just mobility, or what are some certain ways that you kind of even see what's going on?
We start with just watching the patient walk to us. When they come into the office, we look to see, are they in a wheelchair? Do they have a cane? Do they have a brace on? Are they limping? How do they get up onto our exam table? And then what the presentation is of their joint, like in this case with the knee. And we look at different presentations, whether it's swollen, if it's painful, and then we look at x-rays. We actually go over those with the patients in the rooms, and that tells a lot about where their stage of arthritis is, and then the different things that we can do for that.
Okay, which doesn't always mean surgery.
It does not always mean surgery.
I think so many people often think, oh, I don't want to have knee surgery. Well, there's so many different things that you can do before you even get to that point.
That's one of the things that this office is very well known for.
Great.
The mantra is more options, less risk. So surgery is always the last resort.
Are there some things, you know, that you can do to even prevent knee osteoarthritis from setting in?
That's a very individual question because everyone is affected differently, and a lot of times it starts from just a simple injury to the joint, and then it progressively goes forward from that. And there are things from simple supplements like glucosamine and chondroitin to knee sleeves to just identifying an injury early on and then preventing it from worsening.
Sure. Now, do you see, as you're seeing the older population, are people that have knee osteoarthritis those that were more active, or is it just depending on each individual person? Could it be an athlete or a non-athlete, or walker, non-walker?
Activities definitely have a play in that. I'm sure a lot of us know, just based on getting older, that we can't do now what we did when we were 20 years old. And I know I've seen a lot of people, runners, for example, that are in their 70s that still want to run and can't. They can't go back to that age 20 or 30 when they could do those things.
Right.
So,
do you see then, is running then not really good on your knees, like you hear?
Probably not. But you know, our goal is to try to get people back to doing what they want to do. So if bocce or tennis or
Sure.
golf is a
Right.
major activity here. That's our goal, and we actually have back to golf programs.
Oh, that's great,
And back to
great.
tennis programs.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. Well, yeah, you would think even with the tennis and the golf, even though you're not having that pounding, you're still having that twisting of the joint in the knee and the mobility there. So I can see how that's all beneficial.
And one of the things that I talk about in this program are warning signs, and there are things that you can look for that clue you in, should I get this checked out?
Well, we don't want to give that away because we want them to definitely go to your presentation. So again, it's Living Well with Knee Osteoarthritis. It's going to be happening Monday, July 18th at 10:15 in the Social Center. And of course, you can sign up at either service desk and attend this wonderful health connection. Thank you, and stay happy and healthy.
Hi, my name's Gary Keating, golf official at Shell Point Golf Club. We're going to talk about a couple wedge plays right here, especially little short shots around the green. This is one of the common mistakes we see. We see people either kind of hit the ball fat or bladed across the green. If you want to reduce your handicap, these are the two clubs you need to get familiar with. There's a couple parts of this golf club we need to discuss and we need to understand before we get into the mechanics. This is what we call a leading edge. He's not a good guy to know. The bounce right here, he's your friend, okay? And I'll show you the basic about the leading edge. Once we expose the leading edge, he kind of gets us in a little bit of trouble. So I'm gonna set it up. So what I want is I want the bounce of the club, which is touching the shaft right now. That must always hit the ground first. If we expose the leading edge, which is this point right here, you'll see what happens in a second. So if we come in and the leading edge is more exposed, we're going to hit that ball thin every time. Ball position is crucial for this particular golf shot. And the shaft position is very, very important. If we set the club up like we've been told years ago to place the ball way back in the stance, you can see the leading edge is now lower than the sole plate of the club. Unfortunately, this club will dig into the ground every time. It's almost like a shovel. If we take that club, it's going to dig. We want the shaft position straight up and down, and we want the bounce of the club, which is the part that's touching the shaft right now, we want that to hit the ground every time. So as the club comes down, it bounces off the ground. If we move the handle forward, the leading edge digs in, and fortunately, we get kind of a couple of them fat shots. Fat basically is where we hit too much of the ground. So I'm going to show you a couple shots right here. I'll show you a bad setup and we'll show you a bad shot, and then hopefully we'll show you a good shot. So I'm going to get two balls. So we're going to look at a bad position right here, and you'll see because I've moved the handle forward, this shaft or the leading edge will want to dig automatically. So ball way back in the stance, handle forward. So once again, just like before, the leading edge is a lot lower than the bounce now. So handle way forward, and look what happens at the bottom of the swing. And as you can see, that shot kind of gets embarrassing now and again. So we want to make sure we set it up in the same position. 3 inches off the inside left heel, butt of club in the center of the belly. So now we'll do a good shot. So basically, I want the club to bounce off the ground. So 3 inches off the inside left heel, butt of the club in the belly, and I want to try and hit the ground, and the bounce will do its job. So as you can see, that ball jumped pretty high off the club face. The bounce was used correctly. I hit a good golf shot. Once again, setup for this particular shot is crucial. 3 inches off the inside left heel, the shaft straight up and down. Once we do that, we stop manipulating the club face. So if we set it up good, you should have no particular problems with this shot. Distance control. I like to think about a clock method. For an example, obviously 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock. If I take my arms back to 9 o'clock, I create X amount of distance. If I go to 10 o'clock, I can create more energy, which makes me hit the ball further. If I go to 7 or 8 o'clock, I'm not generating as much energy, therefore the ball won't go as far. So personally, this is how I control the distance of my chip shots around the greens. Hope this helps you, and you can check us out at shellpointgolf.com. Thank you.
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, Academy news, venues, and Village Church connections.
Well, hello and happy Tuesday. This is the happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Caitlin Vanscoy.
I'm Bev Chandley.
We're here to give you all the activities for Tuesday. We start bright and early at 7:15 with a Health Connections class, Bend, Breathe, and Balance. That's in the Tarpon Room. Pickleball will be played at the game courts at 8 o'clock. Also at 8, round robin tennis will be going on at the Woodlands. The Stamp Ministry group will be in the Stamp Room at 8:15. That's down in the Island Tunnel. And the Ladies Golf Association will be meeting at the Shell Point Golf Club at 8:30. 9:15 is the time for open painting in the Art Studio. Also at 9:15, shuffleboard is available on the shuffleboard courts. Match play mixed doubles tennis will be going on at 9:30 at the Woodlands tennis courts. And the Suzy Q boat heads to Grandma Dot's restaurant for lunch. They leave at 10:15, and you do need to sign up for that trip. Through the Bible study group will be gathering in the Osprey Room at 10:15. And that's it for the morning. Bev, what's going on for the afternoon?
Well, Caitlin, we're going to start with 12:30 Mixed Progressive Bridge down at the game room at the Woodlands. The Knitters group will be in the Osprey Room at 1:15. We have Women's Ministries Prayer for Missions at 1:15 in the Hospitality Room of the Village Church. At 1:45, we have Fun and Fitness. That's in the Community Room at King's Crown. Do you know your neighbor? St. Louis will be in the Social Center at 2:15. And our last activity of the day is actually at 2:45. We have Balanced Basics in the Tarpon Room on the island. We're real happy to see you here today, and we will see you back here again tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Tuesday, July 12th. At 10 o'clock, Coffee with a Neighbor After Your Memoirs will take place in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. Don't forget your ticket. At 4:30, we have Istanbul, where East meets West, taking place in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands, and you can sign up right at the door. Tomorrow, we have the Transatlantic Alliance, The Aftermath of War, Session 1, and yes, this is the background to Brexit, with Thomas Tyrrell, a former advisor of the UK government.
Menus for Tuesday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is Salisbury steak with mashed potatoes and green beans. For dinner, they have their a la carte menu, and their soup of the day is corn chowder. In the Island Cafe, the sandwich special is a hot corned beef on a Kaiser with potato salad for $7.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill are ribeye with smoky onions and Roquefort for $20.95, or chicken Kiev for $15.95. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
I'm Nita from the Village Church Library. We have some great new books for your summer reading. The weather has been extremely hot, and the dog days aren't even here yet. What can be better than a new book, your favorite chair, and being surrounded by air conditioning? Fiction, of course, are our most borrowed books. We have several new series. The Aloha Reef series by Colleen Cabell. This 4-book set has mystery and intrigue. Plus, you can't help but learn something fascinating about Hawaiian culture. A little older series I just discovered is Heroes of Quantico by Irene Hannon. This 3-book set will have you glued to the pages as the FBI characters solve their cases. The First Hostage by Joel Rosenberg is guaranteed to make you lose sleep. How does he do that? A new author to me is Chuck Holton. His series is Task Force Valor. Highly recommended by a friend, military suspense, radical Islam, unexpected love, and the grace of God all collide in his first book titled All Is Fire. I can't wait to read this one. And yes, if you aren't into my kind of book, we have many other genres, including romance, historical, and humorous fiction novels as well. Are you into biographies? Many, many bios grace our shelves, from those about missionaries to well-known figures. One of our newest acquisitions is The Greatest Lesson I've Ever Learned, edited by Bill Bright. It details lessons by Billy Graham, James Dobson, C. Everett Koop, and 36 others. We also have many informative books, such as The Day of Islam, The Rise of ISIS, Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus, and Jews for Jesus. In addition to all the categories I've named, we have a substantial nonfiction collection, including Bible commentaries and standalone books by well-known authors. Some of our newer nonfiction have tantalizing titles. For instance, Thank God for Atheists by Timothy Morgan, The Politically Incorrect Jesus by Joe Battaglia, Hallowed Be Thy Names by David Wilkerson, and The Three Heavens by John Hagee. Don't these sound interesting? Add about 350 DVDs, again in fiction, nonfiction, bios, and CDs for easy listening while taking that summer road trip, and an extensive reference collection, and you have our village church library. Certainly we have something that would interest you. And remember, you don't have to belong to the church or even be a Shell Point resident to borrow our books. Our hours are 9 to 11 and 1 to 3, Monday through Saturday, 8:30 to 10:15, and 4 to 6 on Sunday, with an additional time on Wednesdays, 5 to 7. What could be easier? See you this summer.
Thanks for joining us for today's show. Tomorrow, we'll hear about the assisted livings, tea, and tours that are coming this month. Ruth Duber will cook up some delicious chicken wings in our What's Cooking segment, and Bev Chanley will speak about an exciting trip of Southern history and culture that's available for residents this fall. Until then, this has been Shell Point Today for Tuesday, July 12th. I'm Dan Philgreen, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.